Welcome back to AI Code of Faith. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic where ancient wisdom meets modern science. Have you ever wondered why so many ancient religious texts, including the Bible, forbid the consumption of pork? Well, today we're exploring why Islam prohibits pork and how science is only now uncovering the powerful reasons behind it. We'll reveal mind-blowing scientific research on this prohibition. Now, before we jump in, let's clarify something. This isn't just about religious beliefs, it's about science and statistics. We're bringing in advanced AI and ChatGPT to analyze studies, verify statistics, and highlight connections between pork consumption and health risks. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you'll see how the wisdom of ancient scriptures and modern science line up in ways that will blow your mind. The Quran prohibits pork in multiple verses. It's clear and direct. In chapter 2, verse 173, the Quran says, "He has only forbidden to you dead animals, blood, the flesh of swine, and that which has been dedicated to other than Allah." In chapter 6, verse 145, pork is labeled as impure. When we asked ChatGPT to explore why, it identified extensive scientific research showing the health risks linked to pork, parasites, bacteria, even cancer risks. Let's break down the findings together. First, let's talk about parasites. Pork is notorious for carrying organisms like Taenia solium, also called the pork tapeworm. This tapeworm can lead to a condition called neurocystis urcosis, where the larvae infect the brain, causing seizures and other neurological issues. When ChatGPT analyzed global data, it found a New England Journal of Medicine study linking pork consumption with higher rates of parasitic infections. Countries with high pork intake, like parts of Europe and the Americas, show significantly higher cases of these conditions. Fascinatingly, predominantly Muslim countries such as Saudi Arabia, Indonesia and Egypt, where pork is avoided, report much lower cases of these infections. This isn't just coincidence. The data suggests that the Quranic prohibition against pork could be a significant health safeguard. It's not just parasites. Pork is often contaminated with bacteria such as Salmonella, Yersinia, and even antibiotic-resistant Staphylococcus aureus or MRSA. Improperly cooked or handled pork can transfer these bacteria to humans, leading to infections that are not only severe but also increasingly resistant to treatment. When we asked AI to dive into antibiotic resistance specifically, it flagged a CDC report showing that pork contributes to the global rise of drug-resistant infections. Countries with high pork production often show higher antibiotic resistance levels in hospitals, creating a serious public health challenge. This issue has become so critical that the World Health Organization now monitors the link between antibiotic use in livestock and human resistance, a truly global health crisis. In countries where pork is a dietary staple, studies reveal a measurable increase in antibiotic-resistant infections compared to countries where pork consumption is minimal. And now, a startling connection to cancer. In 2015, the World Health Organization classified processed meats, including pork products like bacon and sausages, as Group 1 carcinogens, meaning there is sufficient evidence to link these meats to cancer. A meta-analysis from the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that regular consumption of processed pork increases colorectal cancer risk by 18%. We asked ChatGPT for comparisons by country, and the results were eye-opening. High pork-consuming regions like the US and Europe show colorectal cancer rates up to 20% higher than in regions with low pork consumption, such as the Middle East. Here's a statistic that's hard to ignore. Cancer rates are significantly lower in countries where pork is restricted. Studies have also shown that pork liver is one of the top transmitters of hepatitis E, with some European studies finding up to 20% of raw pork sausages contaminated with the virus. And there's more. Pork is also high in saturated fats and cholesterol, both major contributors to heart disease. In the US, where pork is a staple, heart disease remains the leading cause of death. The American Heart Association reports that diets high in red and processed meats play a substantial role in cardiovascular issues. And again, When ChatGPT analyzed cardiovascular data, it found that countries with high pork consumption report up to 30% higher rates of heart disease compared to Muslim-majority countries where pork is rarely consumed. This is a measurable, statistical difference that even science can't ignore. It seems that ancient dietary wisdom aligns with modern health recommendations, creating a lifestyle that inherently supports well-being. If you're enjoying the journey so far, please drop a like or a heart in the comments. And if you'd like to support us with a share or subscription, it would mean the world to us. The Quran's wisdom aligns with other Abrahamic texts, including the Bible and Torah. In Leviticus 11:7-8, the Bible also calls pork unclean, stating that it should not be eaten. Similarly, Deuteronomy 14:8 reiterates the same prohibition. When we cross-referenced with ChatGPT, it confirmed that these prohibitions are remarkably consistent across all three Abrahamic faiths, suggesting an ancient awareness of the health risks we're uncovering today. This interfaith consistency on pork prohibition suggests that these risks may have been recognized thousands of years ago. The knowledge may have been incomplete, but the wisdom was sound. There's also a deeper biological perspective. God created creatures with different dietary and digestive roles, and each is uniquely suited to its purpose. The pig, a scavenger, consumes nearly anything, including decaying matter and even its own waste. Its digestive system is relatively fast, so it doesn't filter out toxins effectively, leading to a buildup of parasites and contaminants in its fatty tissue. In contrast, herbivores like cattle and sheep have multi-chambered digestive systems that take 12 to 24 hours to process and filter toxins. This design makes their meat safer and less prone to containing parasites or harmful bacteria. This unique design points to the Creator's wisdom in how each animal serves a purpose and how dietary restrictions safeguard human health. God's laws are timeless, intended for all people across all eras. Some argue that dietary restrictions on pork were due to outdated hygiene practices, but modern research reveals otherwise. Studies consistently show that pork carries unique health risks, even with today's food safety standards. Cooking and refrigeration may reduce, but cannot entirely eliminate, the contaminants found in pork. Additionally, if pork is left at room temperature for over 2 hours or stored improperly, harmful pathogens can multiply quickly, making the meat highly unsafe to consume. The nature of the pig itself, including its fast digestive system, allows toxins to accumulate in its fatty tissues, posing health risks that remain significant despite advances in food handling and hygiene. Now let's look at the data. When we compared pork-related diseases across countries with varying consumption levels, the results are striking. In high pork-consuming countries like the US, Germany and China, trichinosis rates are up to 5 times higher than in countries with low or no pork consumption. Studies on cancer and cardiovascular disease reveal similar trends, with higher rates consistently found in pork-consuming populations. ChatGPT analyzed a data table with disease rates and provided a statistical analysis confirming that pork-abstaining countries show significantly lower rates of these diseases, a clear measurable health benefit linked to dietary restrictions which cannot be overlooked. Isn't it incredible that this AI-driven investigation has shown us that what the Quran labeled as impure centuries ago is now backed by scientific evidence? Avoiding pork, as prescribed by the Quran, isn't just a spiritual command, it's a lifestyle choice with profound health benefits. In conclusion, it's remarkable to see how science and the teachings of the Quran align so powerfully. When we reflect on the Quran, we witness a depth of wisdom and divine guidance that spans across centuries, offering insights that even modern science is only beginning to uncover. This realization is a powerful reminder that the guidance within the Quran is holistic. The Quran invites us to seek knowledge, understand creation, and consider the truths it contains. As we explore topics like this, we're reminded to approach divine guidance with open minds and hearts. Allah says in the Quran, chapter 38, verse 29, This is a blessed book which we have revealed to you, O Muhammad, that the humanity might reflect upon its verses, and that those of understanding would be reminded. As we see knowledge and faith come together, let us seek deeper understanding, connect with Islam's teachings, and move toward a life of purpose and clarity. So, if you're fascinated by this blend of ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science, don't forget to subscribe to AI Code of Faith. We'll continue exploring more topics where faith meets the facts, revealing the incredible insights the Quran holds for modern-day life.